comfort zone is singing. This is my comfort. So whenever Sister Gia asks me, like she doesn't see this part, but I'm looking at her saying, oh, yeah, sure, Sister Gia. But I think Sister Elaine said it earlier that God uses us best. Somebody said it. That God uses us best when we're uncomfortable. You said it, cousin? Cousin said it. Yeah, there you go. So God uses us best when uncomfortable. So God, please use me because I'm so uncomfortable right now. Amen. All right. So when I call her Mother Carrie because she always getting me together, telling me, tighten up, girl. I came here in a frenzy today, y'all. Everything. I got on 95, and I was like, oh, great. I left my presentation at home. I left everything at the house. Oh, good. And then I'm born and raised in Broward. I just want to say that first, and then let you know that I got off on the wrong exit twice. Right. So I was like, really, Christina, you need to get it together. So I came in, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, no, you need to stop and look at me. You need to calm down together. Yes. I said, okay, Mother Carrie, I got it. I'm tighten up. Okay, so anywho, if you didn't figure it out yet, I love to laugh. I think that sometimes we're a little bit too uptight, and we just gotta have a good time. Okay, it's not that bad. You know, God is amazing, right? He has been more than good to us. I love that part of one of the songs. He's been better than good to me. Yes. And I look at all the things that I've been through in my life, and I'm like, God, why are you still sticking around with me? Because I don't deserve for you to still be hanging close to me, but you are. You still with me, and I don't deserve it. But thank you, God. So he's been better than good to me. And when I called Sister Carrie, I was like, well, text her. I said, well, what am I talking about? Like, what is the topic of my session? She was like, well, the theme is take the lead. Get it? So take the lead and come up with something. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. It's a little sarcasm, but I got it. And so I said, okay, God, I have no idea what we're going to talk about. So you got to tell me something because I don't really know what to say to your people. They're yours, not mine, and you know what they need. And so the topic that he gave me, and it happened like really, really fast. I was like, oh, you move fast. My plan, his purpose. So think about it. My plan, his purpose. Is your plan lined up with his purpose? Right. A lot of times we make plans, we're like, yep, this is what I'm doing. And we go on and get it done. It's like, well, God, what happened? We probably left him back there because he didn't tell us to do what we planned on doing. Right. So now that I've done a lot of talking so far, you're going to also talk. So here's the thing. I already got ready for what your faces were going to look like when I said that. Because when I go to workshops, I absolutely hate it when they tell me to talk to my neighbor because I don't want to talk to my neighbor. I came here to get information. See, same, right? I came to get information. I have my laptop up, and I have a to-do list of things that I got to catch up on at work. And so I'm looking at you, but I'm also doing this. But I hear what you're saying. So if you tell me to talk to my neighbor, that's just completely not aligned with my plan and my purpose. Right. My purpose is I got to be here to get these points, but I really got work to do. So, right. So I already knew what your faces were going to look like because it's exactly what my face is. So go ahead and get it out the way because you are going to talk to your neighbor. Oh. Okay? Go ahead and get it out. You have no problem with your neighbor, huh? So your neighbor could be before, behind, next to you, anyone. But what I want you to do, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to need you to take off your holier than thou hat, if you have one. Take it off. Because the question that I'm going to ask you, I don't want you to give me an answer that you think church people want to hear.
That's right.
Give a real answer. Get what I'm saying? Give a real answer. So, my question is a very simple question, and you'll understand what I mean when I ask you the question. What are your plans for this summer? Top 3 things that you have planned for this summer? So go ahead and share.
No, go share.
Finding me for something, or it's like quit taking like Lord, which one is it? I feel like
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up. I should have said that. She did it. The minister did it. You gotta level up. You have to level up to take the lead. You see how she just made that lead? You have to level up to take the lead. Look at her. Okay, so my partner was Sister Elaine, and I want you to share one thing that your partner said. Okay, camp. That's one.
Her mother-in-law's coming to visit.
Woohoo! She's going to see her mother in Jamaica.
Oh!
She's going to go see her granddad in Homestead.
Awesome.
All right.
The man is going to be focusing on his music more.
Okay.
Not even saying he has to travel, right?
Okay.
I gotta go.
Okay, this side.
My partner, she wants to travel more with her kids and start music again, start recording music again.
I'm ready.
And working on her next step. You're ready for that?
Wait, hold on. What school though?
Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh, okay, that's I thought you were going to say a thing. Go ahead.
Catering a wedding for this.
Oh, catering like as in cooking.
Yeah.
Something what I had.
I already have some of my
Yes. Okay. She said a word that says word. She's going to sleep.
That's a
The
goal.
whole summer.
That's a goal.
Right, like that's what you have planned?
I don't sleep. That's what they go. 7 days a week.
Listen, I'm older than you. I agree with you.
I didn't sleep.
Oh, sleep is
That's my number one.
That's a blessing.
I'm not a big sleeper.
Sleep is a blessing. I'm taking on vacation. I don't do it.
All right. Anybody else pair out?
What we got? Oh, what we doing for the summer?
What any plans you have?
I got a summer. Oh, that you said? said she want to eat ice cream.
That's a good goal.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. Ice cream and go to the beach.
Yes, do it all
yours
now
is
before that
I'm like,
metabolism.
eat ice cream every day.
Look at the ice cream and gain weight.
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe it'll be that one.
Oh, I got it.
Once a day to sleep, no interruptions.
I don't remember last time I did that.
Without interruptions.
I go to sleep.
I hear a violin.
You know, I'm just saying.
Violin.
Unless you clean out.
In that kitchen, there's no dishes in the sink.
You're a zonked out.
Okay.
Gina,
Sister Carrie.
waking up's her goal.
Vacation.
I'm terrible in environment.
Oh, okay. So what other things you plan on? You got planned?
I know what she's gonna do this summer.
Wake up.
She's gonna go to camp.
Oh,
Oh, she does in the summer. Needs to be for like
Every
3
summer.
weeks.
yes.
One year she was off for
She
like
doesn't have to leave you.
she went to all the camps. Remember that
You
year?
sound resentful. I went to all the
I'm
camps.
not.
You're supposed to support the kids. I want some.
Oh,
No, I want to know where I'm gonna be next year. I'm in limbo.
Oh,
So I want some answers. I
oh.
want some answers this summer.
that's
It'd
the
be
way
really
you.
nice if I get some answers June 4th.
So be specific.
All right.
The word says write the vision. and make it plain.
Her
Yes.
job. Her job.
I agree.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Did I miss?
Job related.
Okay.
Yes. She wants to spend some time with her granddaughter before she goes off to college.
Aww.
And he wants to just
Let Carrie sleep.
She does.
work intermediate camp.
Oh, he wants to work intermediate. Okay.
No, he's the director, so
He's gonna be there regardless.
I gotta be there.
That's the
That's
definition.
his plan.
he wants to go smooth.
Got you. Okay. Got you. All right. So now you're probably saying, where in the world is she going with this? How does your plan line up with God? Seriously. Like, we all have a lot of things that we want to do. But how does your plan line up with God? I'm going to give you an example. Ever since my mom passed, I wanted to go on a vacation every year. I said I was going to do it, and I've done it every year. However, I don't want to go somewhere and then it becomes a detriment of me because I'm doing something on my own.
Sure.
So, you may find this to be funny, but I took out where I want to go, and my husband and I, we wrote them on a sheet of paper, and then we said, okay, God, help us to decide where to go. So we had 5 sheets of paper, 4 places. So the 5th one was blank. So if you don't want us to go anywhere, we'll choose this blank one, right? So, like, literally, we prayed, and you might like, these people crazy, but we really did. We wrote down the different places we want to go, and on the 5th one, we left it blank, put it in a bowl, and we prayed, okay, God, you lead. Tell us which place
Awesome.
you would like for us to go, and if you don't want us to go anywhere, we'll choose a blank one. And me, I ain't lying, I was like, please, I hope we don't pick the blank one, because I really want to go somewhere. I really did. I'm like, I hope we don't pick the blank one, but it was there, and we prayed so that God could lead the different places we would go, because there's so many things going on in the world. You don't want to be where you shouldn't be,
That's
and then
right.
you end up,
That's
you
right.
get what I'm saying? So even that, laying it up, thank God we didn't choose a blank one, y'all. I was like, oh, Jesus. We didn't choose a blank one, but I'm just giving you an example to say, yes, it was our plan, but what if it's God's plan to do something else?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, have you laid your plans out before God? God, do you want me to sleep all summer? and not do? Huh? I'm just saying. I'm not pointing anybody out. I'm just saying. Like, God, is it the plan for me to go on vacation this summer? You know, what is it your plan? Because a lot of times we leave him out and then we invite him to the party later. You get what I'm saying? Like, we just say, okay, I'm putting this together and then I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing, and then you can get
the blessing.
You bless it. And the first thing we do, most of us, get in the car when we get ready to travel, even if we ask God or not. All right, y'all, we got to pray before we get on the road.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Let's pray before we get on the road. And don't get down the street and forget to pray. You got to stop, pull over, because we didn't pray. But then we invite God into the whole process from the beginning. Sure. You know? And so that's why I said, what are your plans? And when you think about your plans, did you invite God to say, you know, God, sit at the table while we playing. Tell us where to go. Tell us what to do. Sure. You know, it could be just go out on the beach. Sure. Because guess what? It may be somebody that I need you to see on the beach when you go to the beach, because you may need to minister to them on your vacation. Because as Sister Andrea said, everything we do is all for what? God. His glory. All right, next thing you're going to do, what are your plans for your children, if you have any? If you don't, just listen in. Whether they're young, grown, what are the plans for your children in the next 3 months?
This summer, right? This summer.
Well, if you don't want to share like partner, you could just say it out loud. Take on vacation, okay.
Taking my cat to the vet.
Take your cat to the
Your fur baby.
There you go. Take your cat to the vet. Anybody else? So they don't do that summer slide. So they
won't be doing a summer slide.
There you go. Their teachers will be happy and thank you. Anybody else want to share what kind of plans?
Summer camp.
Summer camp.
Yes.
All right. That's important. And it's getting expensive too, y'all. You almost need a savings plan for summer camp. Seriously.
Speaking of which, I think I don't want to babysit my grandson.
I got some cards.
Oh, this one I bet you would.
No, I got some of them. They plug in.
Oh my, yeah. I mean, I know a wonderful and expensive week-long camp. You know, y'all call me for get.
Sister Adrian said her son is 4, so
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
But it's a 30-minute bank, so you better go run and come back.
30 minutes.
Met him already.
That's it. Just sit in the car and breathe, then come back and get
You
him.
met him already.
okay. So for those of you who are maybe a little reluctant to share, you probably already know where I'm going with this. How does your plan for your children line up to God's plan and purpose for your children? And the word, and everybody knows this, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart. I totally departed. I'm telling y'all, I departed. When I got, well, secretly I departed while I was still in high school. Okay? Secretly. Right? Secretly, like, I think my mom didn't know. I'm gonna just say I think she probably knew. But when I got to college, I let it all hang out. I'm telling y'all, I departed. I'm being honest. But because my mom trained me the way that I should go, and I'm telling you, Byron knows. Y'all probably know him as Byron, but he knows. We were in church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then when Saturday came and I thought we had a break because we just got out of youth service on Friday night, which was really late, and I was not one of the youth, but I still had to go, and I couldn't participate in any of the games because I wasn't 12 yet, so I had to sit down and watch them play
Not
games.
bitter at all, y'all.
Because my mom was the youth leader. And Saturday came, and we had to go back to the church block because now she need to clean the church. And I remember one day this lady was like, "Oh, I need help cleaning the church." I was like, she said, "I need help." And I said, "Well, you gonna have to ask somebody else because God ain't called me into that ministry, so I already did this before. I cleaned up, I already cleaned, and I'm just being honest, very transparent. So what I'm saying is, I grew up at the church. I learned how to ride my bike at the church, no joke, because my mom was always at the church, so she just packed all my toys in her van, and I just did everything at the church. And so when I got to that age where I was like, what? I went to private school, and I remember my first day at middle school, and I was sitting down, and one of the students started cursing at the teacher, and he got away with it. I was like, say what? It was on. It was on. So I'm saying, I've done, like, and I remember the day she said, "Oh, I'm calling your mama." I was like, "Oh, please don't call my mama. She don't call my mama. She don't know that I'm like this." Because I was a mess at school. So what I'm saying is to say, I ended up going right back to what I know, because my mom trained me the way I need to be. You know, I'm still working on my attitude. Trust me, I am still working on that. But God has brought me a long way. He really has. But when you put it in his hand, so I'm asking, is your plan for your children lining up to the purpose? Because if my mom didn't show me, somebody said it earlier, or train me how to lead worship, how to worship, or how to pray, how to read the Bible, I wouldn't have anything to draw back on. Sure. And I would still be out there. Sure. You know? And I'm going to give you an example. I remember, I was born in 1980, just like you. And I remember growing up. And church, nobody asked you anything. You came and they said, you're going to be married. And you're going to like it, you're going to learn these parts, and you're going to say your part. You're going to be Jesus. You're going to carry that cross, you're going to come down, you're going to act like you're dying. You know, you're going to scream and cry out, yell, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to be a shepherd. I'm going to get your costume together, and you're going to sing, okay? And I'm going to tell you what song you're singing. And you're going to sing with her, okay? And then you're going to go over there, you're going to play that keyboard, and you better learn the song because that's what you're doing, okay? And you going to come up here, and I'm going to give you a poem to read. And you're going to read the poem. And I don't care if you're shy about reading the poem. This is what I grew up. Now, do you know, is your schedule available for you to come to practice Thursday? I know I got basketball practice, and then my mom said that we're going to dance practice. And I know I can't. And I've even started reaching out to the parents. Yes. And I said, you know, I really want to have practice with the young people. Easter is coming up and we don't have a program. Well, let me check with so-and-so and see if she's available. What you see if she's available. I don't understand. And I don't understand. And then the parents get upset with me. Because I'm saying, like, we're supposed to be training them to put God first. That's it. However, we're training them to put the world first and all the other extra things they want to do. And then, when God fits in, when I'm done with all of that, if I have time, and if I'm not sleepy. Jesus. Yes, because that's another thing. Your daughter didn't come to church today? Oh, girl, she over there in the social hall. She was tired, so she slept. My grandma. Let me tell you what my grandma did. If we fell asleep in service, when we got home, you ate your dinner and then you go take a nap for the rest of the afternoon until night service. Because you're tired. You couldn't stay awake at church, so you go lay down. But grandma, I'm okay now. No, you're not. You got to rest up because we're going to night service. So you got to rest up. And we had to go lay down. If you fell asleep or not, you better not get out of that bed. That's right. You ate your chicken, your biscuit, and your mashed potatoes, and maybe some macaroni and cheese. And you better go lay down and don't get up till night service. But now, she was sleeping. She had a long night last night, and she had night service. Right, what is night service, right? So I'm saying you would go to service at any given Sunday, and I don't know about your church, maybe your church is a lot more organized, but I'm saying you could go to church any given Sunday, and the musicians won't be there because they have something else to do, you know, or half the praise team isn't there because they have something else to do. And so how do you take the lead if you're not following his purpose? Because your plan or my plan will have, oh, we got this to do, we got that to do, we got to go over there, we got to do this and that. Oh, God, you wanted me to... I'm going to see if I have time to go to church Sunday, because right now I need to, you know, chill. Right? For real. Yeah. It's the only family that I have. Most of us in here are prophecy, I believe. But anyway, if you're not, you probably have a convention. So we know state convention is coming up, right? And so a particular family, I was like, y'all going to state convention? No, my son, who is 7 or 8, not my son, but the person's son, said, my son said, all we do is go to convention, and they want to do something fun. So we're not going to convention this year.
Excuse me.
I was like, oh, so your 7-year-old decide what y'all do in the family. So now let's go back to the 80s or the 90s. My mom, it wasn't a question. Like, you better find some fun at convention. You know, the young people, we stayed outside, have the service, and have fun. We talked. But we were at convention. You know? And then you know your check-in times. You got to go back and sit by your parents for about an hour. And then you get up and go back outside. I got to use the bathroom. You go outside and don't come back in for about another hour. And then you're like, girl, I'm going to get out there. So, but that, and it's all funny, it is, but we were being trained.
That's right.
How to put God first. Now, did we enjoy going to Disney and stuff like that? Yeah. Because what my mom would do, we go the day before convention. Go to Disney or whatever park we're going to go to, we would go the day before or the day after. But we still gave God the time that he was due. Because you need to gather yourself, and sometimes you got to hear something different than what you always hear at your local church.
Right.
Boost up, you know, get the word in a different way. Okay, so I want to share something. But we already talked about what our plans look like, and I hope that left you with something to say, you know, maybe I need to reevaluate my plan to make sure God is in it. Because we always have a plan, all of us. We always know what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. We leave here today. You know, we always have a plan, but is it lined up with what God would have for you to do? Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans.
Amen.
Yes.
That's the word.
Yeah, it is.
Commit to it, to him. Give it to him. And then he will establish it. And a lot of times we worry, oh God, I got to get this, I got to get that, I got to make sure I have this together, this, that ready. But if we give it to him, he'll establish it. He'll make it right. And everything will just fall into place. And sometimes we'll say, oh, this was too easy. Something must be wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Not really. If you committed to God and he throw everything in place, it's going to be easy because he established it. He said, throw it all on me because my yoke is easy. My burden is light. So if we give it to him, we don't have to worry about all the stuff we're worrying about. You know, I got to go get my hair done. I got to get ready to go. Oh, God, what do you think about this? You tell me what to do. And then I'll go with whatever you say. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. He's not trying to take over and say, no, but he knows us. He knows why he created us. So let me plan for you. Let me show you the plans that I have for you. And let me direct you. And I got you. I got you covered. If you just follow me and let me show you which way to go. Amen? All right. So let me ask you a question. Tell me what you think. Can God use anyone even if they don't believe that they are capable?
Yes.
Explain. Yes.
I can say, from my perspective as a high school student, recently we have, because I'm in the medical background program, and so we had to take our CMA, which is Certified Medical Administrative Assistant test, where we get certified to work in a public office as a pediatrician and a pediatric surgeon. And I kept telling myself that I was not going to do it. There's no way I am going to pass. Absolutely no way. I haven't studied. I mean, I've been in class taking notes and stressing over it, but something inside me is just telling me, you're not going to do it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I kept stressing about it. I stressed. I kept telling my friends, I don't know if I'm going to take this test. I don't know if I want to take it. I didn't even want to show up to the test. But for some odd reason, there was like another little, voice in my head that was like, go do it. Do it. It doesn't matter if you're afraid, just go do it. So I was stressing. I even cried the night before because I was so stressed out. I was overwhelmed. I had so much anxiety. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. So, long story short, I did it, and I gave it to God. I prayed over it, and when I submitted the test, I found out I passed. And it was just really amazing. I thought I couldn't do it, but with the grace of God, He was like, you got that. Because He made that for me. That was meant for me. And anything that wasn't meant for me, He would still, even though He would make it into a failure, it would still be something I can learn from and take with me. So that's just one example.
When we feel like we're not capable, He can use us, right? Anybody else want to add?
Can we go back to the, put our sanctified heads back on?
Go put your sanctified hat
When you ask that question, I'm reminded of a young man who didn't have a great upbringing. In fact, his mother gave him away when he was a baby, hid him, and somebody else found him and had to be raised by a stepfather. And this young man now goes off and he hides himself because he gets mixed up in some trouble. He ends up killing somebody. And eventually he gets back to where he needs to be. Still doesn't think that he's great because in fact he tells God, when God is asking him to do some things, he said, I can't talk right. I got a speech impediment. But if you say so, I'll go do. But I need you to tell me, because I'm so confused with my life. I don't even know who to say sent me to go do these things. But he goes to Pharaoh and he says, let my people go. And he says, well, who sent you? He said, I am that I am. I'm talking about Moses. And we all know the story. But here's an individual who by every right, if you look at his life leading up to that point, he wasn't qualified. He shouldn't have been the person, but God was still able to use him. He still didn't even, standing in front of Pharaoh, didn't know that he had the capability. God can use a donkey to speak if he wants to. So it doesn't matter your situation or your circumstance. He doesn't care about your ability. He's looking for your availability.
And that is definitely, availability is one thing. And can you imagine, like, okay, so we're created in God's image, right? And like whenever I would go to, I have to lead worship, I start asking, okay, can you lead? Not can you lead, but can you sing on the praise team? And certain people you would be taken back. I think I was telling Kiara one day, you would be surprised with the type of responses that I get. Well, I'm in school, and I don't have time for that. And I'm looking like, what? Like, are they gonna pay me? How much money they paying me to be on the team?
Wow.
Right. I mean, it's so many different reasons why they won't worship God. And that's scary. Isn't that scary? And can you imagine how God feels? After a while, he'll probably stop calling on you. Like, don't worry about it. Because somebody over here really want to worship me. Let me ask them. And you know what? All of us, have you ever met somebody who couldn't sing and all of a sudden knew how to sing?
Yeah.
My daughter used to sound like a frog. I tell her all the time when she was to sing, I'm like, Krista, that's not what God gave you.
Stay on the drum.
Right, stay on the drum, because that's not it. And she would be looking at me like, you don't have to hurt my feelings. But I don't want you to go out in public. And then they hurt your feelings. So let me tell you the truth now, so you don't go out there. But let me tell you, one day, she was in her room playing the keyboard, and she started singing, and I said, what was that? And God just gave her the ability to sing. He doubled her talents. He really did, it right in front of my eyes. And that's when you say the availability. Are you available? Because maybe that was somebody else's gift that they didn't want. So he was like, you know what, this little girl over here want to sing so bad. Let me just help her out. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I heard it with my own ears. I was like, oh my God, maybe they didn't get that gift. So I'm saying, what are we doing with our plans to take the lead for his purpose? You get what I'm saying? What are we doing? And we got to make sure, like, so Noah had to build an ark where it hadn't rained in how long? Right? But God told him to go build an ark. So can you imagine if God told you right here in South Florida to start walking around every day in snow gear? Just every day, just walk around in snow gear every day. You're right about that. Intense diet plan. So can you imagine how people would start looking at you? Especially this time of year. This girl lost her mind. I'm talking about the whole thing now. I'm not saying the cute way. I'm talking about the headgear, the earmuffs, the face mask, the boots, the whole walk around. Just go, because it's going to snow. I'm about to send a terrible snowstorm to South Florida. I need you to be prepared. You and your family just start walking around in snow gear. You see y'all faces, y'all like, wait, y'all, let's negotiate this. So, let's go, right. Let it rain a little bit. Let it be cold rain, and then I'll know it's you. Cold rain, and then I want it to be cold rain while it's sunny, and then I know it's you. Like, do that, and I got you. You know, we always try to negotiate with God on our terms, so that we are comfortable. So why can't we be uncomfortable and walk in his purpose for us? Because the end result is going to be so grand. So grand, right? You know, the end result is going to be great. So, I mean, I honestly don't have any more. I just want to leave this with you. Your purpose is the reason why you exist today. If you didn't have a purpose, you wouldn't exist. So if God didn't give you a purpose, he would have a purpose to have you here.
Right.
So why would he even create you?
That's right.
So the fact that you are living and breathing and you're still alive, you have a purpose. So make sure you tap into that purpose
That's it.
and take the lead in your purpose for his will and his glory.